We just need to bring back public shaming or something. Hello, everyone. My name is Rigmarole, and today we're going to have a little show and tell. I got to go on a train ride. In my neck of the woods is kind of irregular because I'm in the Pacific Northwest. Everyone drives. Nobody takes the train. We have terrible public transportation, so like nobody takes the train unless you're a train guy or if you're like doing it as an experience, which is what we were doing. We were just kind of taking a train trip for the fun of it. It was very rainy, crossing the river, but it was pretty cool just seeing all the boats and things and the other train. Last year I got to take a trip on the Coast Starlight, and that one we got to be in a sleeper car, so it's like you have a whole section where you can have bunk beds fold down and like sleep in it, and there's a nice little curtain that you can block off and kind of have some privacy and be like closed off from all the other passengers, which will come up again in a second. And so actually I have a video of what that one looked like. This was what we did before, just kind of as comparison. So it's very cramped, but you have two seats, you have a nice window to yourselves. There's me. And this is kind of your space and where you can keep all of your stuff. You have the curtain opens up into like an aisleway. And so this time around we did what was called the Cascade Line. So it didn't go along the coast. It was just kind of, I think it's more for commuters, people who actually are like taking the train with purpose. I was kind of surprised to see as many people riding the train as I did. I just kind of, it feels very old fashioned, like people don't take the train anymore, but maybe that's just me. Maybe it's still quite frequent and they're doing just fine. Yeah, no, we're a very car-centric society over here now, so everything is by road. So this one, it was kind of set up like an airplane. I did take a video of my little seat section. So you have your seats in front of you, you have your knee space, and there's your little window that's like as you're going by. So it was interesting. They don't really like tell you stay in your seat and stay seat belted until it has come to a complete stop. Like, no, that you get on, the train starts moving. It's just going. And they did have announcers, but it was mainly only at the big stops. And what stuck out to me is the announcers commented, please put your devices on mute or listen with headphones. And I was like, oh, wow, that sounds a lot like going to a movie theater or something. And so I just was like, oh, that's strange. Until the person in front of us just started playing their TV show on their iPad, like out loud for everyone to hear. Like completely did not acknowledge the announcement. They probably weren't even paying attention. So I was like, oh, that's why they have to make that announcement. And so yeah, and even like on the way home, there was somebody just like blasting their music. It was like good like 10-20 minutes that they were just playing it out loud. And finally somebody like who worked there had to come up to them and be like, hey dude, do you have headphones? I need you to stop. Because it was annoying. I feel like this is a new thing within the last like 5 to 10 years, that there are more people that are just like playing their devices out loud, completely oblivious to everyone around them. Like I noticed it with kids more than 10 years ago, that it was just because they like didn't know any better. And they'd like be playing their games, playing their PS Vitas back in the day. But now it's like people over the age of 50. Like the guy that was playing his music behind us, he was like around 50, I would say. And it's like, dude, do you not realize like how annoying you are? And like there was a time I was in a store and I could hear a guy on speakerphone. Everyone could hear him. And the person on the speakerphone was like, hi, this is your doctor from your doctor's office. Is now a good time to go over your results? And he was like, oh yeah, this is fine. And I was like, I don't want to hear your results. So it's so, why is it so common now? It's such a, like, it's a new phenomenon. Maybe it's just my area, I don't know. But I feel like it's more prevalent. So my theory is that this is like the first time with electronic devices that people have speakers just like built into their phones. Back in the day, if you wanted to like hear the sound on a device, you had to use the headphone slot. That was your only option. Or like if you were lucky enough, you could get like a plug-in speaker and play things that way, but it was still like an added step instead of just playing it out loud. But now like everything has to have speakers. Like you can't take it off because it's an accessibility feature. So it's not like you can say, I want the silent phone. They don't build them like that anymore. And I've seen it in other places. There's a restaurant that we go to a lot, and there's a couple that we've seen there a few times that they just play their TV shows in the table next to us from their tablet. And like one time they were playing Star Trek, so it was like, oh, that's fun. But then 10 minutes later, it was like a sermon. So I was like, all right, let's leave. Yeah, boombox playing was always a thing, but they were expensive. Now everything has a speaker. Yeah, and it was the youths that were doing it. And so I don't know, they were like trying to be cool. But now it's like people that just they're going about their day and oblivious to, oh, there's people around me that care. I don't know. Things don't have headphone plugs. Yes, they like took away headphone jacks. You can't even, I feel like if you told people, hey, could you use headphones? They'd be like, oh, my phone doesn't come with a headphone slot. I don't know what to do, because they don't know that like you have to have a special plug or you have to hook it up to Bluetooth. They probably don't know how to hook it up to Bluetooth if they're over a certain age range. So, I don't know. It's a sticky situation. God forbid they try to learn how the Bluetooth thingy works. Oh, it would just result in them putting on speakerphone their kids saying, hey, Joey, how do I make this thing hook up to my Bluetooth? So it doesn't really stop the problem. I don't know. I feel like it's just going to get worse as time goes on. Anyways, yeah. Has anyone else noticed an uptick of people using speakerphone in public? Do you think it's a good idea to engage with these people? Like, and say, hey, could you silence your... I feel like I would start a fight. I am non-confrontational. I don't want to do that. If you are watching live, stick around. And if you are watching on the archive channel, go ahead and give a follow or subscribe, whatever it is. And I will see you next time. Goodbye.